Hi guys! Welcome back to another vlog. So samahan nyo kami as we embark on our first international trip post-pandemic. So matagal namin tong hinintay and finally pupunta na kami sa Singapore. Ayan nga guys, before kami pumunta sa airport, ayan, nagsimba muna kami and kumain kami ng aming lunch and then saka na kami dumiretso sa airport. Nakatipid kami dito ng pang-taxi namin guys kasi nag-offer ang aking father-in-law na ihatid kami sa airport.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy and be safe.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay. Enjoy. Bye. No, in the bag.
Hindi pwede. Pwede pa yan. Pagagalitan ka.
Pwede yan.
So ngayon, bigat na yan eh. Pagagalitan ka ng guard, Riley, ang bigat mo na. So, maaga kaming dumating sa airport around 2:30 p.m. And sarado pa yung aming check-in counter. So, nagbayad muna kami ng travel tax. Ayan guys, so dito kayo magbabayad ng travel tax. So, travel tax is still 1,620 for adults and 810 for kids. So, we paid a total of 4,050 pesos for the three of us. Forex in airport is around 43 pesos for Singapore dollars. Mas mura pa rin sa BDO sa labas. Kaya lang hindi na kami nakapagpapalit kasi it was supposed to be reserved a week in advance daw. For immigration, pumasok kami sa immigration around 3:10 p.m. and natapos kami ng 3:25. Wala akong ibang pinakita or present na mga documents. Ang binigay ko lang is boarding pass and yung passport namin ni Riley. Ang tinanong lang sa akin is kung kailan ang balik namin, the purpose of travel which is family vacation, and kung may nag-work daw sa government. So, yun lang naman yung tinanong sa amin. Sa husband ko naman, talagang totally walang tinanong sa kanya. Present niya lang din yung kanyang boarding pass and passport. And ayun, tinataka na siya. And then, lumabas na rin kami.
Where are you?
Naiya! Terminal 3!
Where are you going?
Singapore!
Ayan, pumila pa nga kami sa regular lane kasi medyo malaki na talaga si Riley compared dun sa mga bata na nakapila sa priority lane. Pero since mabilis lang talaga kami dun sa immigration, ayan, napaaga tuloy kami sa paghihintay ng aming boarding time kasi ang boarding time namin was around 7:30 pa ata. And our flight will be at 8 p.m. pa. Ayan, nag-ikot-ikot muna ang aking mag-ama sa airport. And kumain kami around 6 o'clock in the evening for an early dinner. Hindi na rin kami nakapag-book ng in-flight food ni Riley kasi during the time na nag-add kami ng prepaid package, walang option for the in-flight food anymore. So, hindi ko alam kung bakit, kung talagang ganun ba siya. So, we just made sure na kumain kami ng kanin before kami sumakay ng airplane. And then, si Riley bumili ng drinks. So, bumili siya ng C2. Grabe, ang mahal ng C2 sa airport, guys. It's 120 pesos. And mogu-mogu as well. So, yung mogu-mogu naman, 100 pesos. Sobrang mahal ng drinks, guys. Pero wala kaming choice kasi walang water, yung water dispenser sa airport. So, although may dala kaming tumbler, hindi namin siya ma-refillan.
Alam mo yung hindi na ako siguro. Ewan ko na yun.
When you reach your turn it off.
Huh?
Turn it off muna. Next next batch.
Turn off? Click?
Yeah. Oh. It's like panning.
Gate 101 still there.
Oo.
Yung gate kasi namin, guys, is gate 101, tas nag-change siya to 104, pero pareho siya, nasa dulo pa siya. So, ang ginawa namin is, nanghintay na lang muna kami sa may bandang unahan. Kasi yung mga kainan is medyo nandito lang sa may bandang unahan. So, after namin kumain ng dinner, doon, saka lang kami nagpunta sa boarding gate namin. Ayan, talagang na-miss namin tong side na to na international departures kasi sobrang tagal talaga namin hindi nag-international travel.
Small plane.
It's good. It's still taking off. Another one is coming.
There's National Bookstore. Oh, there's chicken here pa.
I think I want to get Kenny Rogers.
Here, you don't like?
No. Kenny Rogers. I recommend my decision.
There's pizza.
I said Kenny Rogers. Can we just go back? Kenny Rogers takes me.
Blue Smith. Comfort Foods.
Itong kinain namin pala na dinner sa Kenny Rogers cost 890 pesos.
That's a big treadmill you have there.
Walang sunset. We actually boarded on time. So, on time naman kaming nag-board. Pero, yung take-off namin medyo na-delayed siya ng konti.
Go fast, right? Bye-bye. Wait. Really?
Ba't tayo bumababa? Why? Doon. Oo, kami. Ayun pala sila. Dali, Hailey. Go.
You willing?
20 anak, 20.
Then it'll be all the way at the back.
L2 arm. Around the waist and push end to buckle. Pull tape to tighten. When outside the aircraft, pull inflation tag to inflate vest. Manual inflation is done by means of a red tube. Low to increase air and push pin inward to release air. Light automatically illuminates once the battery.
It was a 3 hours and 10 minutes flight going to Singapore, guys. Riley. Hi. Are you na?
Hello.
Where are you? Where are you na?
Singapore.
Parang pipicturean ko siya.
Hindi. Really?
Hello.
Kailangan mo ba?
Maybe grab one.
Pilipinas. Riley. Pauuwiin ka ng Pauuwiin ka ng Pilipinas. PWD. Sa ano muna tayo sa bag. Tapos yung ano. Sabi, ahead of time, late nga tayo.
12:30.
Ha? 12:15 nag-land eh. Hindi, 12:05 yung nakalagay ng ano, arrival.
They're late. Their aircraft is late tonight.
Yeah. Really. Sa automated immigration, guys, i-scan nyo lang yung passport nyo and then magpipicture and then tapos na. Ha?
Really?
Ayan, so after namin ng immigration, kinuha na namin yung bag namin. Sakto lang naman din yung pagdating namin kasi andun na yung bag. And then, kinuha namin yung SIM card na kinuha namin sa Klook. So, doon namin siya ni-redeem sa airport din. And then, nagpapalit lang kami ng pera. So, yung exchange rate actually dyan sa airport is 43 din yata, 43 pesos. So, nagpapalit pa ulit kami sa Bugis MRT station ng 42.50 pesos. Eto guys, dito i-redeem yung SIM card and dito rin yung Forex ng airport. Ayun, tourist information. Ayan, so pagkatapos na makuha yung SIM card and magpapalit ng pera, ayan, nag-book na kami ng Grab taxi namin going to the hotel kasi wala ng MRT. So, yung Grab app natin dito automatically mag-change siya ng location. Kailangan mo lang mag-verify by taking a selfie picture. So, doon naman sa app yon magpa-prompt ng selfie. Tapos, ayun, pwede ka nang mag-book ng taxi or grab taxi, ganyan. Sobrang bilis ng taxi namin. As in, sabi ni hubby, umaabot daw ng 120 yung speed niya. So, yun. Pero wala namang kasing traffic. Kaya, okay din. Yung grab taxi namin, inabot din siya ng $19.20. So, yung binudget namin for taxi is 24. So, pasok naman siya dun sa budget. Ayun lang guys, so I think I will end this video here kasi hindi na rin naman ako nag-room tour dun sa K-Hotel Aliwal kasi sobrang lit lang ng room. Tapos sobrang pagod na kami that time and we really wanted to sleep na talaga. Ayan, abangan nyo guys yung mga susunod namin na vlogs about our Singapore trip. And thank you guys for watching and see you guys again on the next vlog.
Open?
Ay, oo nga, it's open. It's open. Go. Oh, grabe.
Don't be a tree.
It's not.
One of the houses.